Hola! So we're just starting on the Kingsway trip to this really quite nifty like wooden gateway thing at Abisko tourist station, which is the start of the trail. We had to walk about 2.5 kilometres from where we stayed at the other side of Abisko, but that's not a problem. It was a nice little trail. And then yeah, epic, not so epic 1 week trip, hopefully including the highest mountain in Sweden.
Yep, Kebnekaise.
Kebnekaise.
Something like that.
So far, when we've looked at the weather, it looks like it's going to be fine. It's a bit grey and overcast today, but on the forecast it showed that the sun's going to break out a bit later on, so fingers crossed for that. Already had a few dramas before we've even started. Rose left the guidebook at the hostel this morning. Luckily we realised not long after we set off, so there was only a slight delay to the start. But yesterday we almost didn't make it to this start town, which is about an 1.5-hour bus from where we flew up from Stockholm to Kiruna, because the flight was delayed. Then we had a crazy taxi driver who didn't know where he was going. We needed to go to the tourist centre, like the tourist office, to drop one of our bags that we didn't really want to like city bag. And literally then we had 2 minutes to run for the bus
In our boots
and rucksacks. I mean, we thought we weren't going to make it because we had to go to the bus station, but luckily the bus stopped in town, so we legged it through town. Just arrived at the bus stop as the bus was arriving, and made it as planned. So other than small dramas, it's all good, and we're about to set off, hopefully around 11 miles today, and camping just a few kilometres away from the first hut. We've brought all our camping gear with us, so probably have 1 or 2 nights in the huts on this trip, but we'll keep you posted. See you later, bye. Good morning. Well, just setting off, or we've been going about 45 minutes on the second day of the King's Trail, the Kungsleden. It's a much nicer day today, lots of blue sky and sunshine. Clouds lifted, so a really good view of the mountains. See roads up ahead there, walking towards some really fantastic looking peaks. Camped wild last night in a sort of clearing that had been sort of marked out for camping, so there's quite a few other people around, but a decent night, rained a bit just as we were getting ready to go to bed, so it wasn't really a problem. Rose is there.
Hi.
Yeah, so I've got about 11 miles to go today, and we're hoping to stay inside one of the huts and use the saunas, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, see you later. One of the best views we've had so far, this nice mountain range ahead of us. Mountains ranging up to probably about 1,500 to 2,000 metres. It's fantastic, beautiful. Good morning. It's the morning of the
Third day.
third day. Just leaving the hut complex at a name I can't pronounce. Stayed in the huts last night because it was one of the few nights that were actually the end point of the day, corresponded with a hut. We did and ahh about whether to camp near the hut and use the facilities, but in the end we decided to stay indoors, which was very pleasant. And we got to use the sauna. We went into the mixed session. Some people had cozies on or whatever, and some people had it all out. I did a traditional thing where you got nice and hot in the sauna and then went and jumped in the lake or the river in this case to cool down, and rinse and repeat literally. But it's very beautiful around here. You can't see the lakes and the mountains around, but yeah, fantastic place and looking forward to this day. Oh yeah, I had a good chat with a few folk. Some guys from America, some guys from Britain, some Argentinians were in the hut with us, all sorts of different people. So yeah, all good. Heading up to the high point of the Kungsleden trail, which is a pass about 1200 metres and down into another valley where we're going to camp tonight hopefully. So all good. I'll catch you later. Bye. Hello. This is the morning of, I don't know, the fourth day I think. We've just been wild camping in this fantastic, beautiful valley with a name that I can't pronounce, beginning with T. Sounds a bit like Tajikistan, but without the stan. It's like Chichikichaka in the Sani. But yeah, a lovely glacial valley. Just came down from the pass up there last night, which is the highest point on the Kungsleden. If you don't, but we'll be going high because we're doing the highest mountain, the Kebnekaise. If I just turn Kebnekaise, if I just turn round, you can see all the way down the beautiful valley. Yeah, quite amazing. It's a bit cloudy this morning. It was a beautiful day yesterday, like blue sky, beaming sunshine all day. Going a little bit further today, we're going past two huts and camping, hopefully just past the second hut, only because there's not brilliant camp spots down the valley. That should lead us with a relatively short day the next day to get to the STS mountain station, which is the staging post for the summit push. So yeah, hopefully the weather will hold as the forecast suggests. Have another nice day today, and yeah, let you know how it gets on. Might even do a video from camp tonight or tomorrow morning. We'll see. See you later. Good morning. Well, we said we'd do a video before we set off in the morning while we're at camp. So you can see the tent there, and you can see Rose. She's just preparing our morning coffee, being the camp domestic goddess that she is. She's always first on to get the brews on in the morning. Cheers, it's good. So you can see we've had a fantastic lakeside location just above this lake. We tried to camp down there at sort of the end of the lake, but we just couldn't find a decent spot to camp. Unfortunately this morning it's quite cloudy, as you can see, like just sort of there in the cloud where the sun's trying to poke through was a fantastic large rugged mountain, and all over here is some snowy covered mountains as well. We had some great views from camp last night, but probably only after about half an hour of being here, the wind started to pick up and it got rather cold, so I managed to get a cuppa and then have our lunch or tea even, and then we had to retreat into the tent, otherwise we'd have frozen solid, wouldn't we? But still, I think if it's one of the standout wild camps we've ever had, and that's saying something because we've been some places over the years. So yeah, anything you want to say this morning, Rose?
Onward to the mountain.
Oh yeah, so we're heading to Kebnekaise Val Station, which is the huts are called Val Stugo, which is fairly basic but still decent mountain huts. The Val stations are sort of much bigger, like cabins with restaurants and bars and shops and toilets and everything else. Running water, showers and all that, internet and everything else. So we're heading back into a little bit more amenity after today. We're staying there for 2 nights and we're going to make a summit attempt tomorrow. So see how that goes. All right, see you later. Hello again.
Hello.
Well, we're just leaving camp. We thought I'd do a quick leaving camp video because the weather has changed quite dramatically, or the cloud has lifted now and it's blue sky and sunshine. I've had quite a lazy morning this morning because we've only got about 12k to go to the Kungsleden Val Station. So, Kebnekaise Val Station. That's the big rocky mountain that I was talking about. So yeah, and that's the lake. Looks a bit nicer now. It's not gloomy grey skies, and you can just see the snowy mountains in the background. So yeah, very good. Glad to be setting off in the sunshine, as we have done virtually every day this trip, other than the first day, which stayed fairly gloomy the whole time. And just hope that it's going to be like this tomorrow when we climb the old mountain. All right, all the best. Bye. Good morning. Well, this is the summit push day. Just set off from the hut, or the mountain station back there. Extremely pricey hostel, extremely pricey noisy hostel. To climb Sweden's highest mountain, Kebnekaise. Managed to get off on time, 7 o'clock in the morning, which was our identified start time, which is a bonus. Fortunately, the mountains are fairly cloudy this morning, but that's hard forecast and it's a bit of bad luck for us, given how nice the weather's been over the past week, and it's supposed to be alright again tomorrow. But some forecasts say that summits might actually be out of the clouds, and it might actually cloud might break up this afternoon. So all we can do is hope for the best and do what we can. All right, we'll see how we get on. Bye bye. Voila. So fortunately the cloud inversion never came, but we're just on the approach now. We feel like we are up to the summit of Kebnekaise and the highest point in Sweden. It's a complete piece super. Luckily it's light winds, not snowing, so the trail markers are really good, so it's been pretty easy to follow. We've got our micro spikes on, first outing. Work actually really well, very pleased with them. Got to use them in the right and appropriate places, but yeah, it should be good. Anyway, I think we're just about there. Have a good day, Rose?
Yeah. Feels a lot more than twice as big as this.
Yeah.
Feels much higher than the Zooch bit, so it's actually 1.5 times higher than this.
Yeah, it's been good though. Oh, see you later. Hello.
Hello.
This is our last day, heading from the mountain station at Kebnekaise.
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 Kaiser, I think.
Back to civilization, about a 17-kilometre walk down to a little hamlet called
Nikkaluokta.
and then we're getting a bus back to Kiruna, the big town in the area. You can see behind us the massive of Kebnekaise, the highest mountain in Sweden, which we did yesterday. You can see it today, but you couldn't have seen it yesterday because it was all in cloud, as you know, because we took a few videos. It was a good day, but it's a shame we didn't get any views. But nice that everyone who's doing it today will get some views, and the clouds just are breaking up and the sun should be out soon. So all good. It's been a very good trip, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Enjoyed it, and yeah, on to the next one. See you later.
Bye.
Okay, good morning.
Hi.
So we finished our trek. We've got all the way to Kiruna, which is a big city in the area, and we'll be flying out just after lunchtime. But it's morning now. We've had our breakfast at the hostel. We've come for a bit of an explore around Kiruna. But the interesting thing about Kiruna is it's underneath it is the largest iron ore mine in Europe, if not the world. It's where most of Europe's iron ore comes from. It's owned by the Swedish state, and they've been so successful in mining that they've basically undermined half the town's foundations. So there's the biggest sort of urban regeneration move project happening currently, and like half the old town centre is being demolished. You can see there's barriers there, and there's like construction and all sorts of stuff happening over there. Just last week, a really famous thing happened. The church, the very famous church in Kiruna, was lifted out of the ground and moved extremely slowly along the road to its new location, the new town, which we'll go and have a look at later. So we sort of just missed quite a monumental feat.
By
But
like 2 days.
Yeah, but we're going to go on for a walking tour around the old town, which sort of explains this whole massive project. But I think half of it's already gone by the look of what's happening over there. But it's still interesting. It's a really weird thing because half the town is like boarded up and shuttered up, ready for demolition, and half of it's still here. But this project's going to be going on for decades, so we'll see what we get to. And yeah, interesting stuff. See you later.